Hi, I'm Sal,
And I'm Anne.
and welcome to the 1% Happier and Healthier podcast. And this is our mini series where we're sharing small tips that will help you take small steps to living your happier and healthier life. And today we're talking about our inner critic.
Inner critic. That's that voice inside your head that tries to sabotage you, tell you that you're no good, that you're worthless, all these harsh things that you wouldn't even say those things to a friend, but you say them to yourselves on a daily basis.
And you might not think you have one. You might be thinking, what are Anne and Sal talking about, this
Mm.
inner critic? But actually, when you stop and slow down, you just hear this little voice saying things to you all the time. When you become aware of it, you just realize it's a kind of constant
Mhm.
narrative of, oh, you can't do that, or you did that before and messed up, or, you're no good at that.
Mm. But the great news is once you start noticing it, you can start giving it positive feedback. Because the reason why it's there is to keep us safe, to stop us taking risks. So, for instance, you don't want to do that because you're going to get hurt, or you don't want to do that because you'll be rubbish at it. It's a mechanism to keep us safe. So it's there for sort of a reason, really. However, it's not helpful in a lot of instances. So it's about noticing the inner voice, hearing what it's saying, and giving it data, real life
Mm.
data back to say, well, actually, that's not quite true because I am good at maths. I can do calculations. I've got proof of it. And it seems a bit far-fetched, but you can actually stop that particular element of that inner voice chatting to you. I've done it myself. It works.
Mm.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
Well, we've spoken to podcast guests about this before, and I can't remember who it was, but they suggested thinking of it as a bit like a backseat driver.
Yeah.
So, when you're going on a journey and you've got somebody sitting in the back and they're going, "Oh, you shouldn't have turned right there. You should have gone straight on," or check out the 30 mile zone, and you just think, "Oh,
Yeah.
stop talking to me." And at what point, you're in charge of the car. You are in charge of the car and you can decide who gives you directions and who doesn't. And I think that's what you've got to think about as your inside voice. When do you want to pay attention and when do you not?
Yeah.
But I think it's about hearing it, recognizing it, but being curious about where it comes from.
Mm.
Where does that worry come from? Oh, you've told me I'm not good about maths. Well, where's that from?
Yeah.
Oh, back in 1983 when I was in GCSE maths. Well, there's a lot's happened since
Yeah.
then. So actually, I'm not really taking your word for it
Hmm.
because, of whatever. So as Anne says, it's about being curious and then changing it with data.
Yeah. And the awareness is the most important thing here because without this very helpful video, you probably go, "I actually didn't realize that was a thing." But once you start noticing it, you do notice it and it is quite significant. So the awareness and then being curious, you can then start changing the dynamics of it. And it really is so powerful. It's
Yeah.
so powerful.
I mean, a really great example, Anne, is your inner voice was saying that you weren't a runner and that you
Yeah.
couldn't run and
Yeah.
that, well, that's not a thing that you do. You don't run.
Yeah.
Whereas, you've run a 10K.
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
competed in two high rocks.
Mm, yeah.
So we've banished that inner voice.
Gone. It's like literally flicked it into touch.
So what we're encouraging you to do is be aware of your inner voice and only listen to it when it's useful
Hmm.
and banish it with data when it's not.
And you're in control of the car, not the backseat driver.
So I hope you find this useful and please share with a friend because everybody's got an inner voice and I think there's a few more to be banished.
Thank you.